illicit and legal, have the potential to become addicting, or certainly misused and abused, but few have a chemical hook as strong as opioids. Essentially it's the same family as heroin. It is, pharmaceutical grade heroin. The big difference is it's a controlled dose, right? At least the pharmacy is dispensing the same amount, and the pharmaceutical companies are producing clean, unadulterated, controlled doses. But people can abuse them, take more than prescribed and take them for longer than prescribed. And there became a time about 15, 20 years ago where doctors decided that a person's pain level was another one of the major symptoms to be monitored. And I don't know about you guys, but I get a paper cut and I'm at a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. So everyone is different, right? And if in fact the prescribed drug creates a euphoric effect, and for many people it does, is it the euphoric effect or is it the pain alleviating effect? And sometimes we don't know, and sometimes it's both. To give you a sense of how the problem became as bad as it is today, not now, but go home and Google Purdue Pharmacy or Purdue Pharmaceuticals, and you'll get a sense of how Big Pharma monetized or incentivized doctors to prescribe and overprescribe prescription opiates. So what I will tell you is that in 2017, 141 people die of an overdose every day in America. 91 of them are related to opioids, whether it's heroin or prescription opioids. 1 out of 15 people who are prescribed prescription opioids will have a opioid use disorder. In other words, they'll use more than they should, increasing amounts over time. If they stop, they'll experience the effects of withdrawal. They'll use despite adverse consequences. They'll use at the cost of family, job, school, vocational opportunities. There's actually 11 criteria that we use to assess whether someone has a substance use disorder and specifically an opioid use disorder. So it's, and as I indicated, on the East Coast and throughout large parts of the Midwest, it is at epidemic levels. Here in California, what we've seen is that it's affected a little more of the affluent areas. And one of the most controversial aspects of it is, everyone's talking about it because it hit white America, right? No one talked about the other drug epidemics when it was affecting marginalized populations. But the opioid epidemic has hit white America and everyone's talking about it. And, I appreciate the fact that there's a national dialogue on the topic, but it like most substance abuse related issues, there are some really mixed feelings and emotions about what we do to help people get better and access to treatment and the availability of medical insurance to cover treatment. So it's an interesting topic, and it's one that's going to be around for a long time. It's going to get worse before it gets better.